My sister.
What, Kelly?
No, Eden. She's getting off your dad's boat. Looks like they just got back from somewhere.
My father and your sister, that's strange. Out sailing together. No, I'm sure my father isn't even on board.
Yeah, probably not. I can't figure out what she'd be doing out there with or without him.
They're together.
Yeah.
There's a lot more you need to know.
I don't need to hear anything.
Oh, well, I need to say it.
What do you want to say? You want to tell me again that you don't want me? I've heard that.
You are much too smug, too cocky, too much of an egomaniac. You need to be brought to your knees.
Really? The right woman does that every day of my life.
More than anything else, I don't want you because I hate you. I don't love you, I hate you.
Well, you know what they say about hate and love. Right?
I really don't care what they say.
Oh, Eden, you have no reason to hate
I
me.
have plenty of reasons. I gave too much of myself to you today. And it scares me. And you did it to me. And you loved every minute of it.
Eden, you wanted me.
Yes. And I hate you for making me want you.
I don't know what to say to that. Those are your feelings. I don't control those feelings. I'd like to, but I don't.
But you try. There is an attraction here, some kind from the beginning. And you know it. And you've abused it.
It is a mutual attraction, and you know that.
I know, and I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. I want to be rid of it. I don't like it.
Somebody once said that the best way to overcome temptation is to yield to it.
Oh, and you'd like that, wouldn't you? If I were foolish enough to do that? If I were weak enough? If I gave myself to you, I know what you'd do. You'd refuse me. And you would love every minute of it.
It's not true. Eden, if you just stop fighting this...
Oh, don't say it.
All right, I'll tell you something. I don't know you very well. You don't know me very well. But one part of you wants me. And that part... Wait. That part is ashamed in some way. And the other part of you is a child and wants to remain one. Wants to remain a spoiled, self-indulgent, headstrong child.
Oh, stop it.
I realize it's an unusual request, Doctor, but these are unusual circumstances. Peter Flint's life is in great danger, and it's essential that he be kept in protective custody and that no one know where he is.
No one?
Absolutely no one, not even the police. We have a private security force looking after things. In fact, I would prefer it if his true identity were kept just between the two of us. Now, these instructions aren't followed to the letter, Doctor. I can't be held responsible for what might happen.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand the urgency of the situation.
Peter Flint is the only living witness to a murder. The person who committed that murder is still out there somewhere, looking for him. If he finds him, he'll kill him. That's the urgency. Now, I realize this is unorthodox, Doctor, but that's why I brought him to a private clinic. You can rest assured that you'll be fully compensated for your cooperation.
Yes, well, we're always glad to cooperate with the district attorney's office whenever we can.
I felt certain that would be the case.
Would you prefer that his identity be kept entirely secret? I mean, even from the nurses who care for him?
I think that would be a good added precaution. Yes, keep it just between the two of us. Now, if you need to get in touch with me, I will be in the presidential suite of the Capwell Hotel. If you do have to contact me tonight, identify yourself as Mr. Smith from Connecticut. I'll know who you are. Now, I should be back at the hotel no later than 9 o'clock. I want you to keep me abreast of any changes in your
Just a moment, Mr. Capwell. I don't quite understand why I have to identify myself with a pseudonym. It seems a little cloak and dagger.
Yes, I know it seems that way, Doctor, and I apologize. But, you see, my phones may be tapped, so you can see why it's necessary. You mustn't treat this situation lightly, Doctor. We're dealing with a cold-blooded killer who could be very highly placed. You understand that? We have no idea who it is. It could be anyone. So you're just going to have to trust me, Doctor, and be very careful about trusting anyone else.
Couldn't be doing anything like that. He loves my mother, and she loves him.
Look, Laken, I'm sorry we had to see that. What's wrong?
Nothing. Look, I know there have been rumors about my father. I've heard them.
Yeah, me too.
You have?
Well, yeah, sure. Gossip gets around.
So what have you heard? What kind of things are they
Laken,
saying
come on,
about
don't
him?
do this to me. I can't repeat any of that.
Well, why not? Are they so terrible?
No, I don't know. Look, I don't even remember what it was. I wouldn't even want to tell you if I did.
Look, I don't care what you've heard. None of it's true anyway, Ted. It's all a bunch of gossip.
Okay, I agree with you. Shouldn't have said anything in the first place.
Hey, Santa Bárbara is such a small town. Everybody loves to talk about everyone. Father's an artist, so they say he's eccentric, and they spread all these rumors about him. I mean, if you must know, I've heard things about your sister, too.
You have?
Yes.
What things? Oh, I haven't heard anything about Eden. I mean, how could there be any rumors about her? She's been in Europe for the last 5 years. And she hasn't done anything to anyone to cause any problems anyhow. And I hate it when someone talks bad about somebody else.
Well, how do you think I feel? I've always had to put up with this. You haven't. I mean, there's just something about my family that people love to talk about. Now, with something like this, people are going to have such a field day. But Ted, nothing is going on between them. Nothing.
Laken, come on, please. This is so stupid. Look, come on, let's not let this spoil the evening, all right? Look, I don't care what my sister does. I don't care what your father does. All I care about is you. Hey, I love you. You know, when we're together, the rest of the world can go take a hike as far as I'm concerned.
But I didn't want anything to spoil this either. Right now, everything just seems ugly.
Laken, you're not talking about us, are you?
I just want to go home, okay?
Laken.
No, look, I'd appreciate it if you'd take me home.
Oh, that was very good timing, wasn't it?
Perfect, Augusta.
I just wish you'd hit him a little harder, Eden. He has it coming.
I wish I hit him a little harder, too. But I think I'll leave the punishment up to you.
Oh, no. No. Not so fast. I think I deserve a little bit of an explanation. First, I see you two alone together at the cemetery, now on our yacht. I would just like to know what these little clandestine meetings are about.
Augusta.
Lionel, I've heard what you have to say. Now I'd like to hear what Eden has to say. Your versions are just a little bit self-serving, if you know what I mean. So, Eden, what about it? How do you account for this? Or can you account for it?
I don't think it's fair to put Eden on the spot like
Not
this.
fair. Don't make me laugh. She's not some little innocent bystander. No, that slap that I saw, that slap that I walked in on, is the kind of slap you give a lover.
Augusta.
Lionel, stay out of this. Now, Eden, I just want you to tell me what is going on between you and my husband. Tell me right now.
Well, hello there. How's everybody this fine winter's evening?
What are you doing here?
There's a cheery greeting for you. In point of fact, I've come to pick up a few of my things. I'm going to have to be doing that from time to time now until I've gotten the last of them out of the house. Taking only what's rightfully mine, of course. How are you, Kelly?
I'm fine.
Good. I'm fine, too, thank you. Is there anyone else around that doesn't want to talk to me?
I think you'll find that pretty much the consensus around here.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. dismayed, maybe, but knowing you, I didn't expect much better. You've never been a forgiving man.
You'll have to find your forgiveness from a higher power than mine.
Ah, and you admit there is such a thing. That's quite a concession. Don't mind if I use the phone, do you? I know it's yours, but...
No, go ahead and use it, but don't take too long. I have something important I want to discuss with you.
I'll try to make it quick, then. Veronica, it's Mason. Yeah. Listen, I was hoping you could join me in the presidential suite this evening. I feel a little guilty for having cut our lunch short today. Good. Good, I'm glad you can. Oh, I don't know. It's at 7:15 now. How does 8:30 sound? Uh-huh. Good. All right, I'll see you then. Bye.
Mason, I want to know where Peter is.
Peter? Flint? Oh, you don't have to worry about him. He's in a nice, safe place. I'm taking good care of him.
The story you've been giving out is that you have him in protective custody?
That's right.
No, that's not right. Because I've talked with your boss, the district attorney, and he knows nothing about it. He says he has no idea where Peter is.
Well, that's all well and good, isn't it? I mean, we are doing this for Peter's protection, after all.
It supposedly was done with the knowledge and consent of your office.
No, you're mistaken. I didn't ask for permission. See, there are spies in the DA's office, everywhere else, for that matter. Can't be too careful when you got another man's life in your hand. That's a big responsibility. You've raised children. You should know that.
What I want to know is, what are you planning to do?
Told you. I'm going to wait until he's recovered, and then I'm going to get him to tell the whole story. The truth. Nothing but the truth.
You don't fool me for a minute, Mason. I think that you've taken him somewhere, and that he's going to have a convenient accident, and he'll never be seen again.
How can my own father think something like that of me?
Come off it, Mason. He believes it because you tried it once before. You tried to kill Peter in the hospital when you pulled the IV out of his arm.
Being attacked on all sides here, aren't I?
Yes, we believe you did that, and that you'll try it again since you failed. Or if you don't actively kill him, that you will simply let him die.
You honestly think I'm capable of something like that?
I've seen your capacity for violence, Mason. I wouldn't put anything past you.
Well, you're wrong. Both of you.
And tell us what you've done with Peter.
You'll find out in due time. But I can assure you, Peter's going to live long enough to testify to the truth. But I want you both to know that it hurts me deeply to know how little you think of me.
Yeah, well, it's all your fault, Mason.
My fault? Because a demented, vengeful man makes wild accusations against me and my own family chooses to take his word against mine? I'm going to make absolutely sure that justice is done, Kelly, because I'm living for the day that you and Dad come to tell me that you're sorry. Sorry for never having appreciated me, for having doubted me, and most of all, sorry for never having loved me. I think you know that things can never be the same between us. Now, Dad, that's something you've killed. All the love, all the admiration I had for you, they're dead now. That's a crime you're going to have on your conscience for the rest of your life. When I think back on how I turned my life, my feelings, upside down to please you, how I twisted everything in me to make myself into something that you might approve of, it makes me sick. The truth is going to come out. And when it does, you're going to be desperately sorry. Both of you. Get my things another time.
for news highlights on the half hour. Preparations continue for the upcoming festivities to celebrate the raising of the safe from the sunken wreckage of the Amanda Lockridge. The gala is expected to draw notables and press representatives from all over the state. Christmas came early to the tiny...
Come on, now stop that. I don't want you to do that.
Can't help it, Daddy. This makes me sick every time I think of what my own brother has done. And I have this stupid headache.
Have you got another headache? Did you call Dr. Michaels?
Daddy, I'm not going to go to a doctor just because I have a headache.
Honey, if they keep recurring, you're going to have to. Now, for now, come on, just lie down here on the sofa and rest for a while, all right?
All right.
That's a baby. Honey, did you see the look in his eyes? I tell you, Kelly, I've said it before, but I think Mason is totally out of control. Or at least he's letting it slip away from him quickly. I think Mason needs some kind of professional help.
Daddy, you'll never get him to accept that.
But something has got to be done. I'm afraid for Peter. And Veronica as well. In fact, I'd worry about anyone he comes in contact with. I've simply got to do something.
Daddy, what can you do? If you won't turn him into the authorities and let them handle it, what else is there?
Then I'll just have to take matters into my own hands.
I wouldn't do anything like that. Mason is so angry now. I don't want to see you antagonize him anymore. And if you seriously think he's out of control, you don't want to keep pushing him.
Honey, I am not going to let people live in fear of my son. I'm going to deal with Mason one way or another.
Lincoln.
Oh,
Hi, Ted. Hi. I didn't know you guys were down at the yacht harbor today.
Yeah, for a while. Look, do you think you could give me a ride home with you?
No, Lincoln, that's okay. I'll take you home.
I know you will, but I'd rather go with Brick, please.
Well, how come?
Look, it'll be just easier that way, okay? You won't have to go out of your way.
Okay, as long as...
Yeah, well, it's not okay with me.
I want it this way, okay?
Sounds to me like you two had a little fight.
Not exactly.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Can we go, please?
Well, I can't right away. I'm waiting for your mother.
What, my mother?
Yeah.
Well, where is she?
Well, she went to see her dad on the yacht.
How long ago did you get here?
Not very long ago. Why?
Oh, no, I gotta stop her.
Well, Laken, wait. It's too late. She's probably there. We got here almost 10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do then.
Look, I'm not sure what's bothering you, but is there anything I can help you with?
No, I've got to go, though. I can't stay.
Oh, wait a second. Laken, hold on. What's the matter?
Augusta, I'm not going to tell you anything. Oh, yes, you are. He may have to answer to you, but I don't. You know, I think that's one of your problems. You've never had to answer to anyone, and I think it's about time you did. I don't really think that's any of your concern, do you? Are you the person who's been trespassing on our property and diving for things on the Amanda Lockridge?
I can answer that. Yes, she is.
Well, so what have you done about it? Have you reported her to the police?
No, I haven't reported it.
Well, you are going to do something. Certainly you plan to prosecute her. That is what you would do if it were someone else, isn't it?
I don't plan to prosecute her. She told me she's never going to do it again.
Really? Isn't that nice? Little Miss Capwell gets to do just about anything she pleases in this world.
I've never had to answer to anyone.
Lionel has never been indulgent like your father. Now, how do you rate this very special treatment from my husband? How high a price did you pay? Don't tell me it cost your virginity.
Augusta,
Now,
this is ridiculous.
what was the coin of realm today?
I think you're disgusting.
What sort of little tricks did you learn?
I wouldn't have your precious husband at any cost.
She wouldn't have you at any cost. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that she hasn't had you? Or that it didn't cost her anything?
Why don't we go home, Augusta?
I keep remembering all those things you said to me all the time we were stranded on the ledge during that earthquake, how you carved our initials in the rock.
I did do that.
How there was no one else in your life but me, how much love you felt, the worship, how much I meant to you, and I believed it.
Well, you were right to believe me. It wasn't just the earthquake. I would have said that any time. And I do love you.
But you just continue to see her.
Perhaps in this case, she's seeing me.
Oh, you do make fine distinctions, Lionel.
Well, I had no idea that she was going to come out here diving, Augusta.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was just preordained. Then that would effectively absolve you of all guilt. The gods keep meaning for you to meet.
Perhaps that's the case. In any case, I had nothing to do with it.
Huh. I don't know whether to believe you or not. I can't even tell when you're lying to me anymore. Isn't that a terribly, terribly sad place to get to?
Well, common sense would dictate that you would have to believe me. Am I going around making appointments in the middle of the ocean? No, Augusta. You think that I would risk everything we have just to be that willful?
I think that you have done something to encourage her, even if this little rendezvous weren't prearranged.
I exist. Perhaps that's all she needs.
Oh, did you hear that? The colossal ego of the man.
Hey, I cannot tell a lie.
Oh, Lionel. Oh, Lionel. You know, a woman doesn't chase a man unless she has just that little bit of hope.
Sometimes you get swept up in the creation of your own inventions and you over-dramatize the whole thing.
You know something? I feel more betrayed by you right now than I ever have at any time in our lives.
I've done worse things.
I cannot worry about what goes on in the Serengeti Desert, but I do care about what happens on this boat. And you're going to pay for it, Lionel. And so is Eden Capwell.
You're upset now. It'll pass. It always does.
Oh, maybe it did before, but not this time. You've done it to me once too many times. And it's not going to happen again.
Shall I drive you home, Mr. Lockridge?
Wait a second, will you, Rick?
Sure.
Please don't do that.
Augusta, I give you my solemn word that nothing happened.
And I give you my solemn word I don't believe you.
Well, if you don't, it's because you enjoy, for some obscure reason, being miserable.
I don't enjoy being betrayed or being made a fool of, and just save your breath denying it. I saw the look on her face.
Oh. Augusta, please.
I don't give a damn who hears it.
Brick, I left my scuba gear on board the boat. Would you go get it for me, please?
Yes, sir.
I saw very plainly the yearning on her face. I saw what she was feeling, all wrapped up in the anger she was pretending to feel. You two were together, weren't you?
No.
Why do you do this to me?
What am I doing?
You're driving me crazy. You do anything you please, and you do it blatantly. Then you face me down and try to deny it. Is this some kind of test, some kind of deadly game that you're using to see how far you can push me before I walk away from you?
Augusta, I would die if you left me. Now, why would I drive you to do this thing like that?
Because you're perverse. I don't know any man who would do this sort of thing, or any woman who would stand for it.
Look, let's not have a fight here, okay? In front of Brick.
Oh.
Let's wait until we get home.
Oh, I just wish you had as much concern about my sensibility as you do about Brick's, and don't think he doesn't know about you and Eden together. Oh, well, he got a phone call about her from one of your efficient employees, and they described how they dredged her up from the water. It's just a good thing Warren or Laken didn't answer the phone.
I've got the gear, Mr. Lockridge. Sir, I thought I should mention that I saw Laken just before you both came off the boat. She was there with Ted Capwell.
Laken was there? What did she say? Did you talk to her?
Well, yes, I did. She wanted to ride home with me, and she seemed pretty upset about something.
Did she say what was upsetting her?
No, she wouldn't tell me. I asked, but she didn't want to talk about it. Something was really eating at her, though.
Well, why didn't you tell her to wait for us?
Well, I tried, sir, but she wouldn't. She just got out of the car and ran off.
That's very odd.
I'll tell you what I think. I think she and Ted were on the Capwell yacht, which is berthed fairly close to ours. Did she know that we were both there, Brick?
Yes, ma'am. In fact, that's what I think made her change her mind about riding home with us. But she found out you'd gone to see Mr. Lockridge on the boat.
You don't suppose that she might have found out anything about you and Eden, do you?
Of course not. There's nothing to find out.
Oh.
Excuse me. Thank you, Brick. Thank you.
Just stop that. It makes me sick to think about it. We're going to have to talk to Laken when we get home. Who knows what she thinks? We're going to have to straighten her out, and if anything has happened to our daughter to hurt her because of what you've done, Please hold me. Touch me.
No.
I want you. I need you to.
The promise.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anymore. Ted, what is it?
Nothing.
What's wrong? Why are you staring at me like that? Has something happened?
Yeah, something has.
Well, what is it? What's wrong? Is everything... Talk to me. What is it?
Can't talk about it.
Now, come on. You were just standing here staring at me like that. I mean, is something happened? What's wrong? Talk to me.
Okay, then I will tell you. Or better yet, you tell me. Of all the people in this world, why were you with Lionel Lockridge today?
Laken? Brick, do you suppose she went somewhere with Ted after she left you?
Maybe she met up with him later.
Well, if she did, where could she be? She doesn't have a car.
Well, maybe she decided to walk home.
Maybe she's upstairs. I'll go see if she's up there.
Well, if she is, would you call me?
Yeah, I will. Laken, are you up here? Laken?
Where is she?
I don't know.
I blame you, Lionel. I blame you for anything that has happened to her.
Look, she probably just hasn't gotten home yet. Why are you blaming me for everything that happens?
Why shouldn't I? It's always your fault. It's just wonderful how casually you take your duties as a father.
I do not take them casually, and don't blame me for it.
Brick, I want you to drive back to the harbor and see if you can find Laken anywhere. Well, anywhere on the road, coming or going. Just keep driving around looking for her. She's got to be somewhere. Oh, no, wait a minute. Look, I just want to make a call first. Just a moment.
Who are you calling?
You'll see.
Can't you ever give me a straight answer?
Look who's talking. Hello?
Hello, who is this?
Who's calling?
Is that you, Eden?
Hello, Augusta. What do you want? I just want to know if you've seen Laken.
No, I haven't seen Lincoln. Why would I?
I simply thought you might. I hope she was there, actually. We can't find her, and we don't know where she is, and we're very worried about her. Not that I expect you to know anything about concern for another human being.
Augusta, leave her alone.
Lionel is telling me to leave you alone. He's here with me for once. Good night, Augusta.
Wait a minute,
Eden. If anything has happened to Laken, I'm going to hold you personally responsible.
Now put Ted on. I'd like to speak with him.
Hold on a minute. Ted? It's Augusta Lockridge on the phone. She wants to talk to you about Laken.
Hello?
Ted, do you have any idea where Laken might be?
Yeah, she's at home as far as I know.
No, she is not. We're at home, and there's no sign of her. Now, look, you left with her, so she's your responsibility. Now, if you do know anything about her, I don't want you keeping it from me.
I don't, honest. I thought she drove home with Brick.
Well,
I mean, I asked her to come with me, but she said she wanted to go home with Brick instead.
Well, she changed her mind at some point and got out again. Brick said she was very upset, and I want
you to tell me what happened while you were at the harbor that upset her.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that?
I mean, I'm not going to tell you.
Who do you think you are? I demand that you tell me.
Did you and she happen to see Lionel and your sister together?
Look.
Is that what disturbed her so much?
What happened is our business, Mrs. Lockridge, and I don't want to talk about it. Now, if Laken wants to tell you, well, it's up to her.
What's going on?
It's your fault, all of it.
What's my fault? That Laken didn't come home? Please, give me a break.
What is going on? Does everybody in this house have to yell at everyone else?
You and Lionel Lockridge are sleeping together, aren't you?
What? Ted?
Or if not, at the very least, you're seeing each other a whole lot.
Are you out of your mind? Where'd you get an idea like this?
Well, apparently I'm the last one to find out. Now, Laken has been hearing all these kinds of rumors here, and it's getting her very upset, and she is not the only one.
I give you my word of honor. It isn't true.
Of course it isn't true. How could you ever say a thing like that about your own sister?
What does her being my sister have to do with it? Now, just stay out of it, Kelly. Let her defend herself if she can.
I can't. I just don't see why I should.
Laken and I saw you with him today on the deck of his boat.
Oh? Yes, I was there. I was there. I was diving to find out about the treasure and all the other stuff down at the Amanda Lockridge. Lionel's divers picked me up and brought me to his boat and took me back to the harbor. But that's all.
You better be telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth. I wouldn't lie to you.
You know, I want to believe you.
Believe me.
Well, I've got to go see if I can talk to Laken.
I don't feel very secure about my job right now. I don't know how well Eden likes me. She doesn't give any indication at all.
Well, you're very competent, Veronica. I'm sure she has no problem with your work.
Oh, well, I hope not. But she's really hard to read. And not having any quarrel with my work is just not the same as liking me. Maybe you could put in a good word for me? I appreciate it.
I'm afraid that a good word for me might not be very good for you just now. I seem to have fallen out of favor with just about everyone in my family.
Is that what it's about? Situation with your family?
Yeah, that and a lot more. 1,000 things, Veronica.
Mason, why don't you stop pacing and drinking and just talk to me about it? Isn't that why you asked me to come over here to keep you company?
I don't know what I was thinking. I'm in a rotten mood. I'm sorry.
We know each other too well for you to apologize to me.
Thank you. It has to do with a woman. Somebody that I loved. That I had for a while and lost. It makes me sad and angry.
I'm sorry. What happened?
I drove her away. Something in me always seemed to drive me to extremes when I was with her. I could be at my best one minute and then at my very worst in the same afternoon. But then I seem to be driving people away these days without even trying. Maybe it's best that she's gone.
Not if it makes you this unhappy, it isn't.
I don't know what's come over me. You're a terrific woman, Veronica. I have no business talking about another woman when you're here.
Mason, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I don't have that kind of ego. Just say what you want to say. Anything you feel. I hope that you can trust me enough to confide in me.
Well, I do, of course. But I'm not going to sit around feeling sorry for myself. I'm going to show them. My sisters, my father, especially my father.
Show them what?
That they can't treat me that way. That he can disinherit me, kick me out of the house, out of the family, but he can't break my spirit. I'm landing on my feet.
Has he threatened to do that?
Oh, he's already done it. Changed his will, left me with practically nothing.
Mason.
Can you believe he'd do that to his own son? After all I've tried to do for him?
No, I can't. I cannot believe he'd do that.
Just wish... I wish I could stop thinking about it for a little while. You know, it keeps going round and round in my head. I'd give anything if I could think about something else for a few hours.
Can I do anything?
I don't know. Now, who's that?
You want me to answer it?
Yeah, please. Send whoever it is away. I don't want to see anybody but you tonight.
Oh, well, you better see who it is before you decide that.
Well, you're the last person I expected to see tonight.
We didn't finish our little talk at the house. Veronica, would you excuse us? I would like to have a few words with my son in private.
Of course.
No, you don't have to leave, Veronica. In fact, I'd just assume there were witnesses here to hear what he says.
Mason, I think it's best if I do. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, Mr. Capwell.
Good night, Veronica. Thank you.
Well, as usual, C.C. Capwell talks and people go scurrying. What's the matter? Didn't you think you'd ruined my evening enough already? I already paid my bills for the night in advance, so if you're thinking of evicting me, you won't be able to.
I don't care where you spend your nights, Mason.
No, I didn't think you did.
You seem to be drinking an awful lot lately.
Yeah, that's true, I am.
Mason, we did not resolve our discussion that we had earlier.
You know, Dad, you really ought to check Veronica out. I mean, she's bright, attractive, loyal, not to mention efficient. Knowing you, you probably can't wait to steal her away from me. You've already taken almost everything else I have. Why not take her? Almost everything.
I am not interested in Veronica right now. I came here to help you.
In what way?
To advise you to go to the police as soon as possible, turn yourself in.
That's about the most helpful you've ever been, Dad.
You've got to do it for your own sake. I think you're deeply disturbed psychologically. Mason, I want to know what you've done with Peter. I want to find out the truth. Now, you wanted me to know it. If you have nothing to hide, why not let me talk to Peter and hear what he has to say?
Because A, he's not well enough to talk yet, and B, he's still lying. He doesn't see anyone until he's resolved to tell the truth.
Or until you have found a way to force him to exonerate you. Isn't that what you really mean?
You don't really care what the truth is, do you? You just want confirmation of what you've already decided is true. Why don't you get out of here, Dad?
Not until I have accomplished what I came here to do.
Would you listen to yourself, Dad?
What are you talking about?
You've already made so many mistakes already, all out of pride. Now you can't afford to let your children do anything that would reflect badly on you. Well, it's not that you love honor more. It's just that you love your own image above all else. You're like Narcissus gazing into a pool of oil and other acquisitions. And the fact that Peter saw me in the room with Channing reflects badly on you, and you hate me for it. I did nothing, but that doesn't count. All that matters to you is the kind of picture the newspapers are going to get. So why don't you get out of here, Dad? This time I mean it.
And what if I don't?
Then I can't guarantee that you won't come to any harm. That's what you and Kelly are waiting for, isn't it? For my violent temper to explode again?
A thought crossed our minds, yes.
Well, I'm not giving you any guarantees. I have 30 years of anger bottled up inside me.
Yes, and the first time it erupted, you killed your brother. What kind of damage are you going to do now when it erupts again? For God's sake, go to the police and turn yourself in. You need help.
The kind of help I needed, I never got. Certainly not from you. You want to see anger? I'll show you anger. Is that what you were waiting for, Dad?
I don't know what you mean. I have not been unfaithful to you.
Oh, only by your definition of unfaithful.
You're a fine one to talk about that, so don't do a number on me.
I'm not, Lionel.
Oh, please, Augusta. I have always loved you.
It's what you're doing with Eden that I can't stand. You told me how much she reminds you of Sophia and how much you love Sophia. And you told me it was driving you crazy. Sometimes we just say too much in a moment of crisis, don't we?
I would have said exactly the same thing, earthquake or no earthquake. I'm trying to be honest with you, Augusta. I love you. I can't give you greater assurance than that.
Only it weren't Eden. I could endure it. I could fight it. But your obsession with a dead woman and her daughter, I can't deal with it. Except to tell you not to see her, not to look at her, not to talk to her, or if not, I'll...
If not what?
I'll leave you forever, Lionel. I'll divorce you.
That's ridiculous.
It won't be so ridiculous when you get served the papers,
Fine. Well, while you're serving, make 2 4-minute eggs.
I don't want to discuss this anymore. We'll just see what happens.
Okay.
Right now, I would just like to change my clothes and have you leave me alone.
I wish you'd realize that you're making a great deal of fuss over a very minor matter.
Oh, silly me, getting upset over the possibility of the destruction of my marriage. Well, I don't know what's come over me.
I don't either, and I'm not joking.
I just want you to go away and leave me alone. I want to change my clothes in privacy.
What? You want privacy from me?
Particularly from you.
Well, that's a switch.
You just go away and leave me alone and let me undress.
All right, go ahead. You know, sometimes you can really be asinine.